After big news, the world moves on to other places, other problems.
I'm glad it's over with. Maybe we can be left alone and go back to our way of living.
But Union may not be able to do that. For a month, its secrets were broadcast in unflinching graphic detail. The town's problems laid bare. And worst of all, in this close-knit village, where most everyone is related, no one kept Susan Smith from being sexually abused as a child.
There were no rumors. There were no rumors. Ooh, 7 minutes past 8 o'clock. Call in if you want to.
Not a single caller to Union's Coffee Sipper show said they knew her stepfather, Bev Russell, had molested her when she was 15.
That was a shock. The courtship she said she had, that was a shock.
But no one in Union is talking about pressing charges. Social worker Jenny Ward testified she tried, but former Sheriff William Jolly told her the matter was closed. The case was sealed. Its file disappeared.
You know, it was taken care of and Jenny was stopped in her tracks. It's nothing that Jenny Ward did. She did everything and even went beyond that.
Susan hinted to her teacher, Deborah Green, there were problems at 13.
Our hands were tied by the law.
Even now, Department of Social Services rules won't allow Jenny Ward to talk about Susan's case.
None of us in this community will benefit by pointing fingers at one another.
People here prefer to keep problems a whisper. The Susan Smith murder trial tore at the soul of this town. Her life sentence did little to relieve the pain. People here still cannot believe that someone so like them could do such an evil thing.
Murder is a sin. Adultery is a sin. Sexual abuse is a sin. Betrayal is a sin.
In a town of 10,000 with 130 churches, people tend to be forgiving. That's how Union got its name. Baptists, Methodists, and Presbyterians put aside their differences to worship in a single church. During the Civil War, they stood together again and kept their homes from Sherman's torch. Now they must look each other in the eye to save themselves.
2 counts of murder in connection.
Howard Wells, the sheriff who led the search for Smith's little boys, has words to lead them again.
If we see signs in the future of something that's been represented here, maybe we will look at it differently. Maybe that we will react differently and try to give the people the help that they need.
But some still deny there was a problem.
I'm going to look at her just like I have always, from a nice, sweet teenage, nice, polite girl.
Well, I think a lot of people blame circumstances.
Even after all Susan did, already her hometown remembers her as she was before.
I don't think as a whole you would find that going on in this town.
Lurking inside of all of us is the potential for something like this.
Psychiatrist Dr. Harold Morgan.
It's almost like a domino effect. When one family is so dysfunctional, it spills over into another family. Then that spills over into another family.
The pain is there, just below the surface.
When Mama does it to you, there ain't nobody else to turn to. Those kids were truly alone.
Curtis Jackson did not watch when prosecutors showed how the children drowned. He already knew.
A sickening feeling.
Jackson was the diver who found a tiny hand pressed against glass.
I hit it, and I knew they were in there. I couldn't get over how they looked so peaceful sitting up in the car seat. Well, I tried to forget, and hopefully, it'll go away.
The babies are dead. Susan is in prison. David left town. And Bev Russell, the stepfather who had sex with Susan for 8 years, he's still here, quietly working his way back into Republican politics. Union desperately wants to forgive. It is already trying to forget. Bob Dotson, NBC News, Union, South Carolina.